Shrinkage. I just watched that episode last night. I mean, George is pretty fucked up in that episode. Now let's go over that episode from George's perspective, okay? His girlfriend sunbathes topless next to Jerry, Kramer, and Elaine in the Hamptons before George has seen her naked. I would say that's her right. If she wants to sunbathe topless, then so be it. George has no reason to feel aggrieved. But then he says, in order for it to be fair, he gets to see, or no, because, well, no, he gets to see Jerry's girlfriend naked because he's mad that Jerry saw his girlfriend naked. So he kept trying to bust in on her when she was changing, which is basically, I don't know, at the very least, sexual harassment, I would say. Then the plan backfires, and Jerry's girlfriend busts in on George when he's getting changed out of his swimsuit. And obviously she sees his penis, and it's diminutive because he was in the pool. That's where the famous quote, "I was in the pool! I was in the pool!" That's where that comes from. Okay, so he's already, like, he's at 2 strikes, bro. Then Jerry's girlfriend, who saw George naked, tells George's girlfriend that she saw his penis and it was small. But because women apparently don't know about shrinkage, she basically, like, hightails it out of there and says, like, you know, I don't want to be with this guy anymore. Sucks for George, don't get me wrong. Oop, drama, so true. How does George respond to that? He cooks breakfast for everybody in the morning and includes lobster in the scrambled eggs, even though he knows Jerry's girlfriend is a practitioner of Judaism and is trying to keep kosher. So I don't know exactly all about the tenets of Judaism, but I believe that from her perspective, he basically said, "You're going to hell now," because of the shrinkage stuff, which is pretty messed up. But also, least media literate Seinfeld criticism of all time. Oftentimes, the main characters of Seinfeld are the bad guys, which is part of what makes the show funny. All the time? I don't think all the time. When Jerry reports Poppy's Italian restaurant to the health department because Poppy took a shit and then didn't wash his hands afterwards, and then he was getting his knuckles into the dough when he was making the pizza. Like, that one, to me, I wouldn't have done it, but I can see why he did it. Let's put it that way. That's true, when George gave the security guard a chair. Yeah, the place got robbed afterwards. That's not George's problem, and to be honest with you, I don't really feel like it's the security guard's problem. George, when he murdered his fiancée, George didn't murder his fiancée. She died due to poison glue. His decision to get cheaper invitations led to the cheaper glue, but he didn't poison the glue in the first place. George has insane lore. I mean, honestly, George Costanza has one of the highest charisma stats, even though the joke in the show is that he's pathetic. Like, think about the riz that George Costanza has in that show. "My name is George, I'm unemployed, and I live with my parents." "Hi, I'm Jennifer." Then he gets an interview with the New York Yankees, and he goes to meet directly with George Steinbrenner. And then George Steinbrenner's like, "It's a pleasure to meet you, George." And he goes, "I wish I could say the same, Mr. Steinbrenner, but you and your clown organization have turned this city and this team into a laughingstock for the last 20 years. And then George Steinbrenner goes, "Hire this man." Like, he's got an unbelievable charisma stat. It's called aura. I mean, have you seen him in the Gore-Tex? The episodes, like any Seinfeld episode in the summertime, George actually looks like the coolest person that works at an East Vancouver brewery. Like, the culture has now made George Costanza into a fashion god. The dad hat and, like, the plaid shirt. He's got the pastels. He's got drip, man.